All right, like always, guys, it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna take the countdown in five, four, three. Roll it, take it.
5, 4, 3, 1. This is Eagan AM.
This week on Eagan AM.
St. Patrick's Day.
Iceberg Alert.
A new publication.
And the Wildcat World of Sports.
Good morning, Wildcats.
And welcome back to Studio 1A for the first show of Try 3. I'm Mitchell, and with me is Roxy.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and there are a lot of themed foods people are buying for the holiday.
We went around to see what kind of items restaurants are serving and how people celebrate St. Patrick's Day, regardless if they're Irish or not. Take a look.
St. Patrick's Day is on March 17th, and around this time, we're going to start seeing a lot of stores and restaurants having a lot of themed snacks, foods, and decorations. Here's what we found for you to enjoy.
Cane's came out with their leprechaun lemonade. Crumble Cookies has a lineup of cookies for the week of St. Patrick's Day, which include the cookies and cream brownie, grasshopper cake, and milk glaze featuring Fruity Pebbles. Of course, McDonald's has their Shamrock Shake, and Nothing But Cakes has their Lucky You Cake.
Now that we found all of the seasonal goods that we could, we're curious to know how you guys will celebrate St. Patrick's Day. How do you guys like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I like to wear green and I pinch my friends.
Marie, how do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
My family doesn't really celebrate it, but sometimes we'll get like steaks and have like a steak and potato dinner.
Who am I here with today?
Ayush.
Hey Ayush, I see you have a Shamrock Shake right here in your hands. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
What's your favorite part about the Shamrock Shake?
It's got to be like that minty freshness. I don't think I get it anywhere else on any other shake.
You heard it here, guys. McDonald's is where it's at. Who am I here with?
Evan.
Josh.
Okay, guys, how do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I go and dance for people around Minnesota.
I don't celebrate much, but I might just get like a Shamrock Shake or something.
Shamrock Shake, that's valid. Evan, can you show us a little bit of an Irish jig that you got?
Yeah, here we go.
Wow, thank you, Evan.
You're welcome.
Last week, our esports team traveled up north to the MNVL state finals at St. Cloud State. Our Rocket League team was unbeatable. They swept pool play and made it to grand finals without dropping a game.
They beat Park Center 3-1 to finally take home the gold. Congratulations to Caden Brassow, Jake Sondag, and Carter McNally on their big win. Pi Day is tomorrow, and as we all know, pi is an infinite number.
As a challenge, we asked some people how many digits of pi they can recite.
Hi, who am I here with?
August.
Irene.
Evelyn Behringer.
I'm Mrs. Elliott.
Can you recite any digits of pi?
3.14.
3.14159 something.
3.14159 something like that.
3.1415926 That's about it, I guess.
About 36-ish, I think.
Can we hear?
I'll give it a shot. 3.14159265358979323846264338832795028.
One more question. Can you recite them backwards?
No.
Cite them backwards? No.
No, I cannot.
Absolutely not.
Just as recent as last year, the Eagan magazine, known as Muse, was considered a thing of the past, but no longer. Every Tuesday, the Muse magazine is hard at work creating publications. We interviewed members of the Muse to learn more.
So today I'm here with
Sadhana.
And Sadhana, what is your role in the Muse magazine?
I'm the editor-in-chief of Muse.
And so, Sadhana, what made you so interested specifically in the Muse magazine and wanting to start it?
Well, I've loved magazines for like many years now, and I even started making DIY magazines at home, and I was really fascinated in the history behind them too. And a few years ago, I came across this one digital magazine called Rookie Magazine, which is for and by teens. And I was wondering if Eagan had some sort of magazine, and which is when I asked like Miss Thompson and Miss Corbett, and I found out about Muse.
And what are you looking forward the most for the future of the Muse?
I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone's submissions and creating something that people can look back on in the years to come. I think it's really special because we're going to be printing the magazine, and although I think digital media is really cool because of how accessible it is, I think it's very memorable and special to hold something in your hands, because it's tangible and you don't really take it for granted when you're going through it. So yeah.
Thank you so much. The Muse magazine is currently looking for submissions with any creative work, whether that be with a short story, poetry, an essay, and so on. The deadline submission for the Muse magazine will be March 30th.
MSA and BSU are hosting their annual Iftar night this Friday at the Commons from 6:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m.
Iftar is a special gathering during Ramadan where people come together to break their fast, share a meal, and celebrate community.
Whether you're fasting or just want to experience this tradition, everyone is welcome regardless of your religion.
Bring friends and family and join for an evening of great food and good vibes.
If interested, sign up with the QR code on the screen.
Calling all astronomers, tonight, a rare event called the blood moon will be visible in the night sky.
This occurs during a lunar eclipse when the Earth is aligned between the sun and the full moon.
That is what causes the moon's reddish color.
For all you night owls, the moon will turn red by 1:30 a.m. and keep its color for just over an hour.
You won't want to miss it.
A23A, the world's largest iceberg, has just recently been grounded near South Georgia, an island by the coast of Antarctica.
Brooke sat down with a professor from Amherst College who is currently studying the iceberg. Here's the story.
It's 15 times larger than Washington, D.C. and can fit over 1.1 million football fields. This describes the size of the iceberg A23A, broken off from the Antarctic ice shelf and was grounded on the seabed for years before becoming ungrounded in 2020. By December 2023, it began drifting into the open ocean but got stuck spinning. In 2024, it broke free and continued its journey, raising concerns about a potential collision with South Georgia Island. NPR recently covered the story, and today a geology professor specializing in Antarctic ice sheets is here to answer some questions.
So my name is Nick Holshoe. I'm an assistant professor of geology at Amherst College. Primarily teach classes about climate and the physics of the atmosphere and the ocean. But when I'm not teaching, I study ice in the Earth system.
Do you think that the iceberg has had any negative impact on the marine or ocean life?
Its primary kind of harm to the environment is that it gets in the way, and it gets in the way of shipping pathways. If you're, people trying to move things in and around South Georgia Island, it also gets in the way of migratory pathways and feeding pathways for both marine life and birds that live in the area.
How bad would you say are the effects that the iceberg has had towards marine life?
So far, it hasn't really had any significant negative effects. It's really when it gets stuck in place where either people or wildlife needs to move and it's in the way, given its huge size.
Where is A23A right now?
That's a great question. It is still, I think, on its approach towards South Georgia Island in the Southern Ocean. So it's in this region just off the Antarctic Peninsula. This specific iceberg in this specific place really is disconnected from the story of the global climate. As the climate warms, glaciers are accelerating and they're discharging more and more ice into the ocean. If we're interested in understanding the future of iceberg production, we really need to understand global warming and climate change.
That's some crazy stuff. On March 1st, our Eagan Science Olympiad team had their state tournament. They've been crushing it all season, taking first at their conference and regional competition. This streak continued at state as the team won first place in 4 events and second in 4 and third in 1, and a first place overall in the state.
This is the first time Eagan has ever won the state tournament, and they'll now be moving on to represent Minnesota at the national competition on May 23rd in Nebraska. Amazing job, Wildcats, and congratulations to everyone competing.
Sports is heating up. Here's Lakshmi to tell us more.
Welcome back, Wildcats. Our sports teams have been crushing it these last few weeks. Let's get right to what people are talking about, boys basketball. They played their section semis last Friday at home against the Hastings Raiders. The boys won with a nail-biter, 70-69. They have their section finals game tonight at 7 against Apple Valley at Apple Valley. Good luck, Cats. Let's get to Target Center. Our wrestlers had their state tournament at the XL Energy Center on March 1st, and they had some amazing results, with senior captains Dylan St. Germain and Cole Will both finishing first, sophomore captain Ellie Westerman taking second, Tanya Santel taking fourth, and Maddie Jensen taking fifth. Great work to all of our wrestlers. Moving on over to weightlifting, Lila Volovsek was crowned the 71-kilogram class state champion. Amazing job, Lila. Peyton Grandboys finished third place in the men's state meet, and Indigo Benner also placed third in the women's state meet. Great job to all of our Cats. Our boys swim and dive team had their state meet on March 6th through the 8th. Senior Braden Hegenbarth got 5th in the 50 freestyle, and he also got 9th in the 200 freelay, along with juniors Louis Decatois, sophomore Liam Weffering, and senior Aiden Smith. Louis Decatois, Brad Simpson, Josiah Schaufhausen, and Braden Hegenbarth also competed in the 400 freelay and got 14th. Amazing job, Wildcats. And lastly, the PI and CI Hawks had their state championship at Coon Rapids last weekend. The CI Hawks unfortunately lost their first game with a score of 10-4, but they bounced back in the next game with a score of 11-4, which sent them to the consolation finals, where they unfortunately lost with a score of 9-6. The PI Hawks started strong with an 8-1 victory over Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound West Tonka, which sent them to the quarterfinals, where they beat Maple Grove Osseo Park with a score of 9-1. They then moved on to the state finals, where they lost a close game of 3-2 in overtime, getting them second place. Senior Caden Needham had an amazing 8 goals and 2 assists during the competition, and was named to the PI All-Tournament team. Great job to both our CI and PI teams. That concludes this week's WCR. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Lakshmi. Hey, I'm planning to go to the game tonight. What do you think the boys need to do to win this game?
I think they got a pretty good shot at winning, as long as they keep up that hustle and hit those threes from the perimeter.
For sure.
A reminder that MCA testing is next Wednesday, which means seniors don't come until third period, 9:45.
That's all we have for you today, Wildcats. Finals are over, so check out the moon tonight.
Have a great start to trimester 3, and we'll see you next week.
And have a very special Leprechauns Day to Connor King,
Avery Olive,
and our cameraman, Steven.